Hello, this is the first video on the channel. Um, I've had a couple channels before, but I really didn't try on them. I just posted like gaming videos, and they weren't very quality. I really just recorded something and posted it. I didn't do any editing, but I'm learning to use Adobe Premiere, and I think it's gonna be much better now. And first of all, I want to say that if you like this video, just leave a like. Tell me that you like it. If you don't like this video, please tell me why. Just tell me what I can improve upon because, this is the first video. I haven't used Adobe Premiere that much. I've got some good experience making this, but not as much as I will in the future. So yes, please leave some feedback. And, here we go. So, for this first video, I've restored this axe. This is it restored, obviously. Now, don't worry about the head, how dirty it is. I accidentally rubbed it up against the four-wheeler's wheel, and just got a bunch of tar on it. But, aside from that, it looks really good, especially for it being my first ever restoration of anything. And this was my grandpa's, and it was my dad's for a long time, too. And it's been sitting in our garage for the longest time. I never really paid attention to it. The head was falling off. It didn't look very pretty. It was all rusted. It was, the handle was dry and ashy and cracked. And you can still see it, but the eye doesn't look great. I don't know if it's focusing on that, but yeah. What was I gonna say? Right. Now, next video. This will be the project. This is a US Navy Bowie knife. From World War II, which I think is really, really, really interesting. And I think it'll be really cool restoring such such a cool knife, such a cool history. So anyways, I guess we could just get the video started. Yep. Thank you. Here's the axe. As you can see here, the head is covered in rust. Luckily, the rust is surface level and the blade itself isn't too rusted over or damaged. There's also some remnants of red paint on the butt, which later helped me identify the axe. The handle is made of hickory, and it isn't in great shape. While it is, of course, as sturdy as hickory is, the color is very ashy and cracking is easily visible. The eye is not good. It's about as dry as can be, and it seems like it is on the verge of rotting. The rusted metal wedges left gaping holes in the top of the eye, and I literally had to drill the wedge out. It just kept coming apart. For removing rust, I decided to go with a vinegar bath. While an electrolysis setup would work extremely well, I figured it would be way too much work for just one axe head. So I set the head in the container and poured vinegar over it. So, it's been in here for about 6 hours, a little over 6 hours. And, you can see that up at the front near the blade, sorry, that light is getting in the way. Up at the front near the blade, the rust is mostly gone. And I haven't even scrubbed it yet. That right there, that rust has just been chipped off. Looks like that might have been it right there, floating on the water. You can also look under and you can see more rust down there at the bottom. And you can also tell it's reacting because I don't know if you can see. So to rub all this rust off the axe, I went with steel wool since I had plenty of it and didn't actually have any wire brushes. By the way, the smell this thing is giving off is absolutely rancid. It's about the strongest metallic smell I've ever experienced with a little bit of vinegar. I found myself sneezing while rubbing this thing off. It was bad. After a while of scrubbing, I got out a container of water to check my progress since the whole head was just covered in a mud of rust. Oh yeah. Look at that. You can already see it. Oh man. I tried cleaning out the eye, but it wasn't very easily accessible, so I decided just to disregard it. The sandpaper made the head a lot shinier, and I was able to make out some odd markings on the side of the head, which I later figured out were just markings from the head being used as a hammer. Originally, I thought they were markings that were stamped on by the manufacturer. In post, I realized that I forgot to record the voiceover, and I didn't actually put in the script at all that I put the head in a vinegar bath overnight for the second time because there were some spots that were rusted much more deeply, and they weren't coming off easy. Here I am taking it back out the next day. So apparently I put it in vinegar for a third time. I don't remember that at all. But when I took it out, it actually looked really nice. And I didn't notice this until actually looking back in the video. It's really shiny, and the quench for the edge of the blade is much more visible. After a lot more cleaning, a lot more steel wool, and a lot more time, the head started to look really good. To paint the head back to its original color, I went to the hardware store and bought some bright red paint. Then I wrapped the blade of the axe in electrical tape and started painting. Once I was satisfied with my axe head, I moved on to the handle. To get some of the dirt and the wood to come loose, I cleaned the handle using a wet rag. Next up was sanding. I made the mistake of trying to sand it while it was still wet, so I had to go back and re-sand it later. I also attempted to sand it with metal sandpaper like an idiot. Next, I made a new wedge. I went to a wood store planning to buy hickory, but found that the only piece of hickory for sale was massive, and it was probably enough to make around 1,000 wedges, so I settled for a much smaller plank of the slightly less sturdy curly maple. I didn't have any fitting tools like a bow knife or maybe a table saw, but I was able to make do with a miter saw. With the wedge, the head, and the handle nearly restored completely except for sharpening and oil treatment, it was time to hang the axe. One thing I was worried about is this crack at the end of the kerf. I was worried I might split the handle when I hammered in the wedge. Oh well. Time to make this axe look really nice. To protect and hydrate the hickory handle, I'll be applying boiled linseed oil, just using some paper towels. I'm really struggling here. The color this oil brings out is amazing. It's incredible the difference the oil makes. So, thank you for watching. This, by the way, is the True Temper Wood Slasher 3.5 pound with a, I believe, Michigan style head, I want to say. So, yeah, if you have any suggestions, any feedback, please tell me. I could definitely use it. I really do hope this channel skyrockets, or at least, you know, just takes off. And again, next we'll be doing a restoration of this right here, USN Bowie knife from the World War II era. And well, in the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic day.